It is the dawn of the Qin dynasty in western China. A young slave, Sin, is transported by merchants along a dirt road when they stop to witness the Qin army led by General Wang Qi. Awakening from slumber, Sin looks in awe, hoping to be a great warrior like him one day. Later, he is sold to a small village owned by a local farmer and befriends Piao, another young slave. To make the best out of their new life, the two boys practice sword fighting with one another since they both aspire to be in the military and become generals. Their skills improve as they mature, and Sin becomes a more aggressive fighter. One afternoon, an imperial emissary, Chang Wenjun, witnesses their sparring session and visits their village. Searching for soldiers to enlist in King Yingzheng's vast army, he asks the farmer for Piao while refusing to take Sin. Piao thinks it over that night, though Sin encourages him to join the military. At dawn, they spar for a final time, with the two best friends assuring they will reunite one day. Though Sin feels lonely, he spends most of his days at the farm training, lifting more than he can carry and jumping high enough to perform a strike from the air. One night, as he rests in the shed, Piao returns but falls in his arms due to injuries he sustained in a battle. As he lies dying, he warns Sin that King Yingzheng's brother, Cheng Zhao, is trying to usurp the throne and launches an attack on the kingdom. Through a hand-drawn map, he asks him to go to the marked location, but he does not explain why. He dies telling Sin no matter what he accomplishes, his spirit will always be with him. The hysterical young man hurriedly flees the hut with Piao's sword to follow his last bidding. Shortly after, a group of soldiers loyal to Cheng Zhao discover Piao's corpse thinking it belonged to Yingzheng. They murder the villagers and set the village on fire. Elsewhere, Sin gets cornered by a group of bandits who take an interest in the weapon. Fortunately, they are quickly defeated due to Sin's incredible fighting skills. He leaves while a masked owl figure from the bandit camp follows closely behind. Not long after, Sin reaches a small hut and enters to find King Yingzheng, though he pauses, thinking he is Piao. Suddenly, the pair are ambushed by a Shukayu assassin. Visibly enraged by the encounter, Sin attacks, deducing that Piao was hired to serve as a body double and got killed to protect the king. The assassin underestimates Sin's battle prowess and is defeated. He begs for his life, but Yingzheng kills him for his insolence. Afterward, the pair see the village engulfed in flames from a distance. Knowing Zhao will soon discover his whereabouts, he escapes with Sin through a cavern leading to the mountains with the assistance of the masked owl figure, revealing herself as Helao Diao, a child from the mountain tribe. As the group traverses the cave, the king explains the events that led to the mutiny. Sin becomes upset, thinking he forced Piao to endanger himself to save him. Still, Yingzheng clarifies that his friend insisted on protecting him without hesitation, risking his life for his childhood dream to become a reality. This revelation inspires Sin to carry on and help the king with his plan to rendezvous with his army, led by Chang Wenjun. Meanwhile, at the Qin palace, Cheng Zhao convenes with his court about their next move to eliminate Yingzheng. General Wang Qi, believed to have retired a while back, arrives and presents a decapitated head supposed to belong to the king's emissary. Wenjun he promises to hunt down Yingzheng in exchange for a part of the imperial army's dominion. Elsewhere, Sin and the group reach the bamboo forest but are attacked by another assassin, Muda, equipped with poison darts. The young fighter is seemingly outmatched, as Muda uses his swiftness to launch incredible moves with his weapons. Using the bamboo trees as defensive structures, he overpowers the assassin, striking a final blow as he turns around. Unfortunately, he gets poisoned, knocking himself unconscious. A short while later, Sin awakens in an ancient summer resort built by the Qin and the mountain tribe 400 years ago. While he recuperates, the king explains his family's lineage, being born into royalty despite having a court dancer for a mother. His father died after only 3 years, leaving him a young ruler at 13, much to the consternation of Zhao, who despises commoner blood. Along with his half-brother, backed by the chancellor, the business-turned-politician, Liu Bovai, is also seeking the throne. Later in the afternoon, all is quiet until the group senses the presence of soldiers outside the retreat house. Fortunately, they are Yingzheng's men, led by a still-living Chang Wenjun. He apologizes profusely for coming late, as their escape plan got botched along the way. Meanwhile, Zhao is led atop the kingdom's walls to view the massive 80,000 soldiers who have enlisted in his army. He demonstrates his true power by showcasing a high-ranking peasant-born soldier and getting him killed by the giant disfigured executioner, Lang Kai, in front of everyone, believing only in men raised in nobility. At the resort, Helao cooks delicious food for the hungry soldiers, delighting everyone with a hearty meal. The king then requests an explanation of how the soldiers were ambushed by Zhao's army. Wenjun reveals they left with Piao through a secret passageway on the night of the coup attempt, not knowing they would be intercepted by General Qi's army along the way to the meet-up point. All seemed hopelessly lost until Piao bravely sacrificed himself, drawing the attention of the enemy forces to his direction to keep the men away from danger. Wen Jun and the others looked in awe as he charged his horse like a general and boosted the men's morale. Hearing this story brings joy to Sin, who proudly acknowledges his friend's courageous endeavor and inspires him to help the king retake his palace. Later, the army presents a regional map to outline their upcoming palace siege. With no more trusted allies to aid them, the king comes up with an idea to enlist the forgotten mountain tribes' help, despite the feud that caused them to break apart from the Qin Empire. However, as they arrive at the mountainside, they become surrounded by the mountain tribe warriors who capture and take them to their chieftain, Yang Duanhe. Upon meeting the king, she was immediately concerned about his proposed alliance, believing the Qin Empire must pay for their betrayal 400 years ago. Before Sin gets beheaded by one of the guards, Ying Zheng reasons that he intends to stop the fighting and dismantle the borders that prevent the 7 states in China from crossing one another. Sin frees himself and speaks arrogantly, pleading with the mountain tribe to honor their ancestors' dream of a better world by uniting as one. Impressed by the zeal of both men, Yang Duanhe reveals her face, accepting the alliance and agreeing to help retake the king's throne. Shortly after, Ying Zheng lays out his devious plan to enter the kingdom without fighting Zhao's army of 80,000 soldiers. Blending disguised as part of the mountain tribe, the group travels to the borders of the Qin Empire. Upon arriving, Yang Duanhe prepares her ruse, revealing her intention to unite with Zhao's forces, an opportunity the Imperials cannot pass up since it will help increase their influence in China. They are welcomed inside, but the chieftain is allowed only 50 people to accompany her, leaving most of the mountain tribe outside the gates. Meanwhile, the chancellor gleefully tells Zhao their possible alliance with the mountain tribe will help quell Liu Bovai's army. He and the officials step outside to welcome the chieftain, who refuses to disarm their group until a formal pact has been discussed. As soon as they enter the Shuqi Gate, Ying Zheng begins the siege by attacking the guard, signaling everyone to charge. After closing the gate, he instructs Sin, He Liao, and a trusted soldier, Bai, to use the underground passageway directly connecting to the throne room and assassinate Cheng Zhao while himself, Wen Jun, and the chieftain act as decoys causing chaos. Shortly after, the king's group reaches the courtyard but is blocked by the palace soldiers. The chancellor orders them to cut off Ying Zheng's head. The mountain tribesmen rush in first but are quickly eliminated by the archers. Suddenly, as the soldiers carefully march forward, the tribesmen awaken, having built a tolerance to pain. They overpower the entire army ruthlessly, shocking Zhao's officials. Meanwhile, Sin and the warriors are cornered by Ying Zheng's former general, Zhuo Si, but he leaves to let his soldiers fight. They are easily defeated due to the mountain tribe's ferocity and Sin's sword fighting skills. Simultaneously, Ying Zheng and the group arrive below the steps to the palace and attack the guards, much to Zhao's delight since he believes his brother is getting closer to his demise by his hands. In the passageway, Lang Kai, Zhao's executioner, appears and thrashes the warriors with his mighty fists and brute strength. An enraged Sin retaliates by jumping high and kicking the giant in the face to pin him down. Slicing his throat, he wins the fight, much to his brethren's amazement. The group proceeds to the throne room as Xiao boldly declares Ying Zheng as the rightful heir. Zhuo Si enters the courtroom, as Bai reveals that he was ousted from being a general due to his savage combat tactics, relegating himself to a mercenary for hire for the empire. He demonstrates his skills by killing the tribesmen with his steel blade. Outside the palace, Ying Zheng, Wen Jun, and Yang Duanhe get outnumbered by Zhao's army after many of their soldiers die. The king boosts the men's morale to keep fighting and buy time for the assassination to be completed. Meanwhile, Sin attacks Zhuo Si with all his might. Still, the mercenary outplays his moves, even going so far as killing the court officials to get closer to him. Bai tries to save Sin but gets sliced in the shoulder. The young fighter retaliates but gets knocked down and cut in the face, much to Zhao's amusement. Before striking the final blow, Zhuo Si chastises him for chasing his dreams, which will only lead him to failure. Sin is reminded of Piao's encouragement to become general one day, giving him enough strength to block Zhuo Si's sword and kick him away. Holding Piao's blade in an attacking pose, he closes his eyes, waiting for the mercenary to approach him. As he closes in, Sin leaps incredibly high and strikes him on the chest, breaking his blade, similar to how he broke the stone during his training sessions. Zhuo Si dies, leaving Zhao defenseless while the rest of the council flees in horror. He Liao kills the chancellor by darting his left eye with poison but gets stabbed. Luckily, Sin discovers that she has been wearing armor underneath her owl suit all along, which saves her. Meanwhile, Zhao tries to escape to the courtyard and confronts a weary Ying Zheng, ordering the men to attack, but they hesitate. He gets struck with his brother's blade and freaks out due to the blood gushing from his wound. His brother spares him but severely beats him to a pulp as punishment for his usurpation. Amid this, General Qi and his army appear, asking Ying Zheng what he intends to do as king. Granted, he will cut his head if he disapproves of his answer. Ying Zheng solemnly vows to unite China under the Warring States period, even if more wars will happen to secure a better future for the nation. Satisfied, the general orders Zhao's men to stand down, whirling his blade to show his authority. As he leaves, he tells Sin to look forward to meeting him in battle someday. Sin raises Piao's sword as everyone cheers for victory. Later, Wen Jun confides with Bai about his suspicions that General Qi is orchestrating events in his favor. Meanwhile, Sin, He Liao, and the king prepare to rule the new empire. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this to help the channel out. Have a nice day.